Here we go. Are we on the internet? They say. Welcome, everybody. To session 1 of Living Force Among the Stars. So, who wants to do a recap? We had kind of a offline test session in session 0, but want to give a recap of where we are? Don't know.
2 separate groups. One composed of DAC and LAN, made for Rena's, what was it? Rena's Transport Authority.
Service,
I forget the name
yeah.
of the place.
Close
There we
enough.
go. All right, close enough. And as they were making their way there, another group composed of Valen and Krellin were making their way after meeting with Master Cresona, heading also towards Rena's Transport Service, when they both heard a commotion and 2 Trandoshan thieves were trying to steal a starship, and they both rushed in to stop them. And after many, many injuries, and one person even falling very, 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 very injured on the ground, they managed to take out the Trandoshans. And with Rena's thanks, she let them use her starship.
Very nice.
I think that was it. Yeah.
All right, Valen, get an inspiration doing today's recap.
Oh,
so,
all right. What is that, a D4 or something? What is it?
No, just inspiration. So basically reroll. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never used that stuff before.
Kind of like a lock point, more or less.
And
Gotcha.
I've got a little
Love
bit
it.
of a different rule for that. I think I did. So everyone can have one, and then I think you can have one more. Let's check my resource. Inspiration. So you can have 2 inspirations total, and one of those you can gift. So you can have maximum 2, and out of those 2, one of those you could gift if you would like to another player. They need it. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So a little like the bards, sort of.
Yeah, a little bit,
gift
but it's basically it's like inspiration in general, where you just can
okay.
re-roll. Really, a d20 roll is what you usually use it for. So.
Okay, great.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions or anything before we jump in?
Not from me.
Nothing there.
As far as the RP stuff, guys, yeah, like that, and we could build on it a little bit more if there was anything else, but yeah, no worries on getting that filled out. Looked good initially. But cool, yeah, that'll be fun to kind of do stuff in between when there is time to do. Hop into it. So, find my crawl here. As I kind of posted this earlier as a preview, but so yes, you guys are now essentially at your starship, your borrowed starship, this YT-1760 that Rena has allowed you to utilize for the Confederation Land Rush. This event that the Confederation has put out to invite some people throughout the system to come into the asteroid belt and basically try and stake some land out there, quote-unquote land, and see what's available there. So there's a ton of starships that are lining up to head out there, see what they can find. So we pick up with you 4 getting aboard your starship here. Have you guys decided on roles that you might want to fulfill in regards to the starship?
I believe we talked about it a bit. Scroll up.
Yeah.
And I think we briefly chatted.
I think Lan is definitely going to be a gunner.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
And Valen, he can really kind of fit either one, or any role really, but coordinator is probably where he'd do best.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, so from a character perspective, I thought about grabbing pilot just with the smuggler background. And that leaves what? Somebody do
Operator
operator?
and is it mechanic? Other
Mhm.
one.
And I know with operator, with a rogue, you can pick up that cunning operator, which I think lets you use your bonus action to do some extra stuff. Because I do that in the Tempest game.
Yeah, I think for my character, operators, at least out of the roles there are, that's probably the one that would fit the most.
Yeah, we'll just find an astromech on the way. Apparently, maybe for the mechanic role.
Yeah, I was gonna
There
say,
you
yeah.
go.
Like we could either hire a mechanic or get a droid, something like that. Worst case
All right,
scenario.
and yeah, and then certainly from here at least until if when you guys do find more of a permanent vessel for your own, the roles don't have to be set in stone at this point. So, anyway, I guess my point with that was that you can do different. You can swap roles, I guess. Obviously you're just going to utilize your action if that comes up for that, but certainly can run across the ship and something else if needed to fill those out. All right, so you guys, anything else before you guys take off, or we're ready to launch?
Did anybody need some healing before we take off?
I think, well, everyone would have been fine because we would have had,
I would take a rest.
yeah, there would have been a long rest there, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless anybody needs to make any second stops at the general store before we head out on the Oregon Trail, buy some extra wheels and things for the wagon. But other than that, I'm good.
Credit General. All right. So as you guys head into the ship and take off from Rena's and begin your journey outside of Kularin to towards the astral field, there's tons of other ships that have been launching out that way. The starlight, the glimmer of the starlight surrounds you all, and there's hundreds of other ships, different styles, all sorts, that move along position in with you. And there's this, kind of a line of space buoys that are marking the starting line of this event, the rush. And nearby, there's a nearby barge, and over your comms, there is an announcement of the launch order for each of these ships. And there's, between the static of the message, there's cries of joy and frustration as different people shout when their name is called, and others, realize that they're further down the list. And you guys all sit there and kind of reflect back a little bit to how you got here. But you get close to your time to take off, and you are asked to dock with this initial barge here, the comptroller barge, the High Hand it's called. And it's smaller but quite luxurious vessel, and you're escorted in by a guard, and you four find yourself in a lounge area surrounded by exotic plants, tanks of bizarre fish of all sorts of colors and whatnot, and there's several well-dressed and equally well-armed guards in the room as well. After just a quick short moments, your host rather, arrives, and you see this tall humanoid-like figure, pink skin. He has two sets of eyes, one on top of each other. The top row are like pitch black. The second row is like a soft gray, cloudy gray. And then he has two standard arms like a human does, but on one side he has a third arm that basically sticks the other way. So just take one of his arms, duplicate it, and then point it backwards. So I know, let's see, Krellin, you would be familiar. Most of you guys would actually, just your time spent in the system, you would know this to be Narama, the main crime lord within the system, the boss of the Confederation, the Smugglers Confederation. You know, probably wouldn't call him crime lord to his face, but you know, he's done a lot in the system. He's come in and taken over for the previous crime lord, Hut Lord that was here, and some of you know that one of the big things that Narama did was abolish slavery in the system. So, you know, he's not necessarily, you know, an evil type, but he'll definitely do what he needs to continue his grasp of power and whatnot. Anyway, so he comes in and greets you all, and just says, "Good of you to come. I have a proposition for you all, one that I think you may find very interesting." He then proceeds to explain a little bit about this and says that basically the Rush is a cover. It's a little bit of PR for the Smugglers Confederation to just kind of get improve their name, view on their name. But also there is something that a mysterious location out in the asteroids that Narama wants you four specifically to go and investigate. And in order to not draw attention to that, he has kind of set up this land rush thing as well to just show a bunch of people going out there. But you four will be receiving these specific coordinates to head out to the location and just investigate what's out there and findings and just report back. He doesn't provide much else beyond that as far as task. It's basically go out, find information, and come back.
Lan is a little bit skeptical of this criminal, but he keeps his mouth shut.
So yeah, so Lan, you guys, I would say Lan and Dak, you would know of Narama, not necessarily have any dealings with him, but you definitely know of him. I believe you two have done some other you know, smuggling type jobs and things throughout the universe. And so, you know, the name has definitely come up. There's definitely other smuggling groups in the area that try and compete. So, with that, Krellin, you would probably know Narama pretty well. Maybe not ever met him, possibly though. And you know, I think just kind of your background, it'd be something that you'd be on top of.
Mm-hmm.
And Valen, I would say that, you know, just through your teachings, it's very likely that you as well would at least know of who Narama is. You know, I'd imagine that the Jedi would probably keep some tabs on Narama within the system and what he does.
And that's why Valen is going to stay quiet and just be respectful.
Lan, is there anything... What are you specifically... Are you specifically questioning anything about, like, him, the job, or are you just got an uneasy feeling in general?
Yeah, I've just got a bad feeling about this. And Lan, you know, I've worked with some criminals. You know, Dak is, you know, he's kind of got that smuggler background, but Dak is cool. This guy, I don't think he's on the level. But I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Okay. Yeah, you would definitely know that this guy he's definitely powerful. So I think you get that. Yeah, you realize that. Yeah. So Narama, continues giving you guys the details and whatnot, and he does mention that as a reward for completing this task, he can offer you 1,000 credits each for completing this. Because I do see you've come in a vessel. They would also be up for making some upgrades if that would also work.
Think that sounds acceptable.
Well, let's not be too hasty to accept the job. The the asteroid, this area we're going into is fairly dangerous. Is 1,000 credits apiece really the best you can do, Narama?
I agree with Dak. I mean, this barely covers fuel these days.
Narama grins a little bit and he says, "My friends, I can assure you that beyond the financial gain of the job, you will be in good standing with myself, and that certainly should outweigh any reimbursements."
Well, last I checked, I can't cash in your good standing to pay off the debt I owe, but maybe we can work out some future compensation if this goes well.
But of course, if you do handle this well, there is always more opportunity in the future.
Lan hands him his business card.
All right. What is your business card?
My business card's just a very simple, just like a little white card, and it says Lan Jolt, Bounty Hunter, and then in quotes and italics under it, shockingly effective.
Nice.
Nice.
He takes it and you can tell like this is not something that happens very often at all. But he still takes it and he kind of just puts it in a pocket. He doesn't even look at it. He just grabs it and like acknowledges what it is and puts it away. And he says, "So can I count on you all to take care of this for me?"
Consider it done.
Excellent. Well, we will get you the specific coordinates that you need for your destination. I do trust that one of you can handle the asteroid field as you head out there.
I believe that we have someone who can accomplish that.
Very good. It certainly could be dangerous. I'm sure there's many other ships out there that have already potentially succumbed to that fate.
Speaking of other ships, have you by any chance sent others to retrieve this? Or are we the only ones?
I have
Doing
not.
this
I have
task for you.
only chosen you four to seek this out. I would say that all of my trust is in the hands of Mr. Krellin here. I know of him, and I know of what he's capable of in these parts, and seeking mysteries and information out in the system. And so you all have a big task of making sure that he does not come out of this looking poorly. As I do not know the three of you, but I do trust Mr. Krellin, and I assume that he's putting that trust into you three as well.
That's acceptable to me. One last question. What beyond the asteroids? What else can we expect out here in the ways of danger that you're aware of? It's always good to be prepared.
Of course. Well, just make sure you beat the other pirates, and don't have any tails on you. Beyond that, really, we don't know if there's anything else out here. That's part of the reason for this investigation.
All right, that's it from me. I'm satisfied.
I'll sort of just nod at him and say, Mr. Narama, as always, my word is my bond. We will return as soon as we've completed our objective. Just sort of,
Very excellent. So, as you guys are, one of the guards motions for you guys to kind of escort you back to your ship. He does pull Krellin. He pulls you behind as the rest of them leave the room, and he will. I'm gonna throw this in Discord channel, which is Krellin.
Oh, we got a little secret.
It's Wisp.
Do we see him pull Krellin off to the side?
Yeah. Yep. He's not subtle about it. Like, you three walk out with the guard, and he kind of, yeah, he definitely, he's, you're not gonna see it. So.
Lan is just glaring. He's not saying anything, but he's just glaring.
So I'll whisper to Lan. Keep an eye on that one. He's a little too buddy with Norama.
I agree.
Valen's gonna pretend he didn't hear any of that.
And
if I didn't hear it, it's not a real problem.
All right. So, Krellin, he basically tells you that we can expand on that later, just so I'm not sitting here typing away. But yeah, that's the gist of it. And then he just says, good luck with your mission. I look forward to your return and learning what you have found out. So you join the others. The guards escort you back to your ship, and you take off. You undock from the High Hand barge that you were connected with, and you rejoin the line of ships that are still ready to head off in towards their destinations. The amount of ships has diminished, of course, because more of them have sent out. And a few of them, you guys are able to take off and head towards the asteroids. So, Mr. Pilot, as you guys begin your trip into the asteroid field, let's start off with our first roll here of the night. Give me a piloting check.
here we go. Let's hope do better than the pilot in my other game. No, off to a bad start.
Alrighty,
We're all
need to
dead.
shake off
Maybe
those
I bet-
rolls as well.
I better throw on my Defiant. I was a little rusty here. These controls aren't like my last ship.
Insight
That's just
check.
PPK.
Are you doing Defiant?
Yeah, give me a second here. There we
Nice.
go.
All right. So that helps a ton. So as you guys are heading out into the asteroid field, and you start getting close to where things start getting a bit more dense, I guess Lan, you might trust in Dak and his abilities here, but Krellin and Valen, you guys might not really be sure what this person is capable of, and you definitely begin to question that as he gets pretty close to a couple of large chunks of rock out here in space, and has a couple narrow misses, but they are just that, luckily, just narrow misses, and you get by and you head deeper and deeper into the asteroid field proper. So, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say that Lan and Dak have been on some jobs, so he's sitting there trusting him to do it, but he's giving him just such a hard time every time he makes even a little mistake, just ribbing him.
All right, nice. All right,
He's
so
not Corellian, that's for sure.
all right, so as you guys go deeper and deeper into the asteroid fields, there's been a little bit of chatter here and there on the comms, just all the ships were kind of connected. But you begin to pick something up, and it's a patchy signal that comes through, and it seems to be some sort of a communication attempt. Krellin, as you're sitting there at the controls and whatnot, Dak, you as well, you would recognize this, that that's what type of communication this is. Somebody is coming in to try and contact you. But unfortunately, it's not coming through very well. It's struggling quite a bit to come in and get a hold of the signal. So, Mr. Operator, can you help me with this call?
Is that me, I assume?
I think you were taking operator, right, on the ship?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, or if
Sure,
somebody
we'll see how
else
it
wants
goes.
to step up. So, this will be a technology check, please, to try and pull in this signal.
I'm totally proficient in. I think I signed myself
Hey,
up for what did I roll?
There we go.
21.
Oh, see, I don't need proficiency.
Yeah,
Overrated.
that's good. All right, 21 on. So, no trouble at all. Actually, it just maybe you kind of hit the dial. You dial it in first time, and the signal comes in, and it's a little fuzzy, and then you grab it right away, and it comes through pretty clear, as clear as it could, because it's still. You notice right away it's a distress signal, and while it's coming in clear, it's intermittent because of whatever the danger is on the other end of it, and you just begin to hear, "Help! The engines ionized. We cannot maneuver. Please help! Ambushed. Need help." And then about there, the signal just the message ends, and then the signal kind of cuts off, and luckily, coordinates from this signal do come through with the message. They are, it seems initially garbled, but the ship's computer, especially with Krellin's good role there to check this out, is able to dial in, and you're able to get a ping on the specific position of the ship, of this message.
Nice.
As you pull that up, you would know that, pull this up on the computer, relay it over to your pilot, but it's definitely into. You guys are in a pretty dense area of the asteroids, but it seems that this is, goes to an even more deeper and dense area of the asteroids.
I will just lean over to Dak. You're piloting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it would appear that there's a distress signal deeper in the asteroids, but we were already warned about pirates. They claim to have been ambushed, but they could very well be attempting to ambush us. I will defer to the group here, but just airing some caution.
Yeah, I agree. It could be a trap. Those pirates don't have much honor out here.
I agree. We should be cautious.
Always paranoid. Classic D&D people.
My character is designed to be paranoid, Todd.
It's true. It's true.
You know, Dax had some issues in the past with pirates, so.
Yeah.
Lan, anything? Any thoughts?
Lan just grips the controls of the gun tighter. He's in his gunner station, ready to
Okay.
go.
Ready.
Yeah.
So
Lan
I
has
start
just been
blast.
restless. He's been pacing around the ship. He just wants to blow something up.
Are the coordinates for the distress call, are they along the same trajectory we're taking to our final destination, or taking us way off course?
It is not way off course. It would be a little bit off course, but it's not way off course.
Okay. So, well, we can always get a little bit closer, but keep our scanners up and see what's out that way if the group wants to.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
But your piloting in the beginning is worrying me. You're not Corellian, are you?
No, I am not.
I was afraid of that. You know, we have a saying back in Corellia. Actually, it's more of a story. Did you ever hear about Centerpoint Station?
I have not, but I'm
It's
sure
a
you're going to tell
massive,
me.
massive space station that they think might have helped build the Corellian system. Do you know how they built it? Do you ever hear the tale of how they built it?
I have not.
It was riveting. Riveting. And with that, can I use inspiring display to give him an inspiring die?
Sure, it doesn't deal psychic damage.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that or is that a con save or something?
Yeah, Dak reaches into his pack and pulls out his flask and takes a drink. Says, "All right, kid."
All right. So yes, you can do that. Remind us what that does.
Okay, here.
D4 or something.
Yeah, he gets a D4. Can
Okay.
use it on one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. And were we our first rank for whatever deployment we wanted to do, or are we not?
Yeah,
quite there
yeah.
yet?
Call it that.
Okay, so with mine, I went with resourceful display. It's when he uses it, he can roll it twice and take either
Right.
result.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Okay, so I have spaceship bless.
Basically, and you get to roll the D4s basically at advantage when you use
Okay,
it.
cool.
So, Corellin and Balin, give me insight checks, please.
okay.
Actually, just Corellin. Take it from.
Oh, thank
so,
God.
Oh, I read your roll and I thought it was mine. I'm like, oh, I didn't do very good there.
All right, so Krellin, just a little bit of your experience, I guess. You would the distress call. I would say that you feel it definitely leans genuine. It would seem that it'd be a lot of work to try and put something like that. It's definitely not unheard of, but yeah, you get a feeling that this might be legit.
Sort of a sense of desperation in the voice.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you guys are sounds like you guys are heading to check out the starship.
Yeah, kind of cautiously head that way, but keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
All right. So, you begin to make your journey out that way, and you do have to fly your way around this dense area of the asteroids. So, there are be like 3 rounds here. Each of you guys can assist one time with this to try and get through these. So first off, Dak, go ahead and give me a piloting check. All right. So,
Oh,
first few asteroids fly in your path, and you're ready, and you just get around them easily. Don't even need anyone else to kind of assist you on this one, getting through with.
I'll make sure to turn back to Valen and give a little salute as I deftly maneuver around these asteroids.
All right,
I
yeah.
guess Corellians aren't the only ones who can fly. Good job.
Yeah, 20 there for 25 total. All right, so getting deeper and deeper, things are getting a little more dense. Give me another piloting check, please. All right, 13 on that one. So, would anyone else like to assist?
Sure. I'm beside him. I'll try to encourage him however I can.
Okay.
What am I doing to assist?
So, as an operator, you tell me. How do you want to try and assist his flight through? Basically, he's trying to maneuver through dense
right.
dense field of asteroids.
So the operators are kind of like comms and sensors and stuff, right? If I understand correctly.
Yeah. Yep. They have a few other things with some of the suites. If you kind of get in the specifics, but anyway, yeah.
I haven't read the mechanical stuff yet, but I'll do that after this. But I will just try to like use some of the sensors to kind of help guide him through the asteroids, maybe dodge like the more deadly ones if possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me a technology check for that. All right, nice. So you are able to help him get through the next one, next group here, and we come to the third check here to get very close to this coordinates. Dak, one more piloting check. All right, very nice. Hit it on the nose. So you are able to get through unharmed, unscathed through this dense field, and as you do, you come out and making sure not to just immediately rush up to this location where you got these coordinates from. But as you do, you see the asteroids kind of tumble away from your view, and before you see the object of your search. There is a charred and battered old light transport freighter out there. It looks rough. I mean, it's smoking a little bit in areas. There is damage all over the hull plates. Blackened in one parts along one side. You do see the name across the one side of it. It's called the Daring, D-A-R-I-N-G. And it seems to be just drifting there. It looks derelict. However, though, it looks like it's not drifting motionless. It looks like there is a little bit of movement coming from the ship. Just enough to kind of move it along its present course. And it seems to be going, however, towards another patch of asteroids. And you can see that if it gets to that point, it's going to be in some big trouble. It probably does not have much time at all to get to this, or before it gets to the area. What do you guys want to do?
Have a tractor beam on this thing?
Do not.
I'm trying to figure out what we can do here. Could I nudge it? I assume if it's kind of just like drifting, maybe like a nudge, knowing gravity and physics, it might push it away, off that particular course.
You could, but there is, I mean, that might just delay the inevitable. That there's still plenty of asteroids around here. They're just currently in a sparse enough area that they're not, ping-ponging off them right now. But yeah, I mean, you can nudge them, but they're gonna probably just find a new course into another set.
All right. I guess I probably would ask Krellin to try to radio over to him and see if there's anybody alive left on this thing before we waste too much time or put ourselves at risk to save a derelict hunk of metal.
I will nod and immediately radio over, asking if there's anyone still alive aboard this vessel.
All right, so as you send the call back, there's silence for a bit, and then you get a very fuzzy signal back, very spotty, just like the other one, and it's very brief. It's simply, please help. 3 crew members need help, and like that's basically it. And it's you'd recognize it as the voice that sent the original message.
Okay. I'll just shout back to the others. There are 3 alive aboard the derelict ship. English, my specialty. You know what I was trying to say. There's 3 alive. You know. Hopefully we can keep it that way, but yeah.
Well, we need to help them. That much is sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we have on this ship that would be of use potentially here.
Is there a way we can dock with them? At least get them off the ship so
Yes. Yep. You would have the
Okay, you can't
capability
dock,
to
okay.
to dock up against each other.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say, well, let's dock with them and see if we can get them off that ship before it gets any closer to those asteroids.
I like that plan.
All right. So as you begin to kind of as you settle on a plan of action and you fly up, Dak, give me a piloting check to see how well you can maneuver up against them and get things settled up.
Krellin, keep an eye on the sensors for any asteroids that might come flying by.
Will do. I do that.
Mm.
All
I'm gonna
right.
use my help that Valen gave me.
If you'd like, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
So
get
10.
more than one Defiant at a time?
Once per, I think it's per short or long rest.
Long rest, I believe.
It's per long, but I mean,
Oh, can you hand
so
it
I
out?
gave him that one, but yeah, can I hand him out a different one entirely?
Well, that'd be a Defiant plus you gave me that Inspirate or whatever it was called.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So yeah.
If that's allowed.
You could, yeah. But with this, the 10 does it. He's able to get out there decent
All
enough and, kind of saddle up next side alongside the other ship and connect your docking ports respectively to each other. And on your way, and as you get there, Dak, you would notice that in Lan, if you're kind of still in the gunner seat, just kind of keep an eye on things, but you definitely have some piloting background and whatnot, but you guys don't have very much time for this. You have probably, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little more towards 10 minutes to try and get in here, do what you can, and then get off, with who you can save before now both of you run into this basically asteroid grinder that you guys are slowly drifting towards.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
I will speak and say, are any of you good at sneaking around at all?
I can when I need to be.
Not at all. But I'm up for a challenge.
I'm using the Dungeon Jedi Master Party Tracker, so I
Oh,
can tell
nice.
you that's well, I know who is, but
Oh, well, I have a feeling I'm probably the best, but they have heard me. I would suggest that one of us remain behind and we inform them that we are a crew of 3, because there is a chance that there could still be pirates on board. And this way, one of us might have a chance to get the jump on them, if that is the case.
That sounds like it's right up your alley, Krellin.
I can sort of trail behind quietly, or if one of you would prefer to.
That sounds good. We do need somebody to watch over the ship and make sure they don't send anybody over here, just in case.
I am quite fast when I need to. Perhaps I should do it?
Sounds like you're the man for the job, Krellin.
All right.
Does Krellin seem trustworthy right now?
Give me an insight check.
Leave with the ship later.
Dak has some bad memories on ships and things. So
Now look, Dak, if you want,
Dak, give me an insight check. All right.
And then,
Krellin, how well does he read you?
could I sort of roll equal to it?
Can.
I guess you can just
I don't know
decide if
what I
that's
wrote.
high enough. If you're not
Yeah.
actually lying, you can be like, "Oh yeah, nope, you read that I'm telling the truth." Or
Honestly, I'd say
Don't even
He's
say if you're
pretty
lying or not. Just
straight-faced.
say how if he's
Yeah.
reading you. Yeah.
yeah, I'd say with that, he's pretty straight-faced. He doesn't really express a lot of emotion, so could be either way, but he seems straightforward, I'd suppose.
all right. So after you were talking to Norama before we left, now you're like, "Oh, I'll just stay behind, guys. You go on ahead."
Stay behind, free ship.
Lan has gotten impatient, just sitting in the gunner seat doing nothing. So he gets up and he's just standing behind you, Krellin. You kind of didn't know. Well, let me roll stealth to see if you noticed me.
If my passive perception's higher than that, do I notice him?
You do, yeah, because Krellin's
Okay.
passive perception is ridiculous.
Okay.
So, despite
So
a good
Lan
good roll
thinks you
there.
don't see him.
Yeah, you come up and you think, and Krellin's not paying attention to you, but he knows you're there.
Sorta turn.
Lan places a hand on your shoulder and says, "Don't double cross us now, Mister Pantorin."
I have no interest. That would not be beneficial to me. This job that we were supposed to go on sounds like it would not be something that I could accomplish on my own. So, for better or for worse, we're stuck together for now.
All right, we're running out of time. Let's get these people off the ship if we can. Only have time to grab the most valuable things while we're there. And,
You mean the people? The
I'll
people
look
are the
at,
most valuable
Well,
things.
them too.
I'll look at Krellin and say, "I've got plenty of enemies, but there's always room for one more if you try to double cross me."
He just sort of smirks.
Oh well, now I
Valen.
really.
Valen's just gonna kind of give him a little sideways glance, say nothing, and at the same time, cast battle precog just in
Alrighty.
case.
So, that goes off, and what do you get up to for that?
15 for my AC.
Okay.
So I'm not complete paper. I'm like
Complete
2 sheets of
squish,
paper
yeah.
now instead of
Card stack. All right, so you are docked up against this other ship as you head to the airlocks between the two. You open up and you get to the other ship, and you're able to get into that relatively easy. So who's going along? I know Krellin, you said you're staying behind a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till they're kind of on the ship, and then I'll kind of lurk into it.
Okay, and then who? So what's our order here? What are you guys doing to go into this?
They're gonna need my healing skills, so I'm definitely gonna be towards the front, if not the front.
Okay, you gonna open up the door then and head in?
Send the healer in first.
I'll look at Lan and say, "He certainly has a lot of spunk."
I can't argue with you there.
He charges in. It's
Just goes full speed.
Force speed right in.
keep an eye on him. I'll feel bad if he dies this early on.
All right, so Valen, you step up and just ready to, you know, do your duty as a good person and help out these fallen members of the ship. You get into their ship and immediately you just see the carnage around the place. There is masses of fused wires that just kind of hang from pulling open plates in the interior hull and whatnot. There's just damage all over. There's burn marks and things like that. Chaos immediately as you come in. You guys know that at least Dak for sure. In general, the layout of a starship. So you guys come in, and this particular starship, not too different from your own. You're gonna go to the front of the ship to get the cockpit, find the cockpit, and that's very likely where the initial distress signal came from. So you can head there if you'd like. This type of ship would also have a few other rooms similar to yours, engine rooms, cargo holds, things like that. So anywhere specific you'd like to try and get after first?
Just before they head off, I would like to ask if any of them have like a, what are they called? Why is my brain just the
Comms.
comlink? Yeah, comms. Do
Yeah.
any of you have any of those? Okay.
Valen does.
Okay, I'll just say, if you're in trouble or need me, just activate it, but don't say anything, so that I can like listen in, and then I'll come along.
Roger, roger.
All right. So Valen, you're kind of leading the way. Where would you like to head as you step into the ship?
Valen's gonna head towards the cockpit since that's where people likely are. Does he see anybody on his way there or smell anybody?
No, initially
well,
you don't.
Injuries do some weird things.
So as you come
Yeah.
in, into the ship, you would kind of go around and you're by a little bit of a couple crew quarters, and then you come to a hallway and you can turn left to go immediately to the cockpit, or you turn to the right and then it goes deeper into the ship for the cargo hold and then the engine area in the engine room. So you come up to that and you turn to the and as you get a little bit away from the entrance here, the damage isn't as bad up here, but you can still see traces of it a little bit. But you get up to the cockpit area there, and you see that there is actually, as you come up to it, parts of the ship, the bulkhead, that have kind of collapsed and whatnot, and it's blocking your way there, and you need to get past that.
It's just like a pile of debris in the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more that it like collapsed together. So I mean, it is kind of technically debris, but it's not something that you could maybe push out of the way very easily.
Whoops, ignore that. Clicked on something on accident.
Does he see anything that would indicate to him that if he did something to it, it might cause even more damage? Like open a hole into space?
Give me
kind of
an investigation check on that.
Okay.
All right, nice. Yeah, no, you see that you guys could probably, especially with the 22 there on investigation, you can tell that you very likely need to cut through this one way or the other, and that doing so would be, safe enough that it's not going to cause any further damage. Basically, just an obstacle at this point that you need to get through.
He doesn't see anybody on the other side of it.
It's blocking the view mostly.
Okay.
But you can, you know, as you guys approach to it, you can hear, you can sense someone on the other side. You know, just kind of a little bit of like heavy breathing and you know, some groans of pain here and there.
Gotcha. So Valen's gonna take one end of his double shoto and activate it, and then he's gonna shout, "Look out!" and start cutting into it.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
His specialty. Oh, hey,
Hey,
there
nat
we
20
go.
for a 19.
From the GIMP.
All right, so you ignite your lightsaber, and the purple glow illuminates in front of you and behind you, all in this little hallway here, the ship, and you thrust it into the metal here that's blocking the way and begin to cut. And you usually don't have the physical strength to help you in most tasks. That's definitely not your strong suit as a young Padawan, but call to the Force and it helps guide you. And it's a rather smooth and efficient cut that you make through the debris here, and you're able to cut an opening well enough for you guys to get through. You push it over, and you're able to look inside the cockpit and step forward if you like, and you do see a little bit of the continued carnage in here, as there is some damage and whatnot, and you see a human who is slumped over at his pilot's chair, captain's chair, and as you had heard before, he's just heavily breathing. It looks like he might not even be conscious, maybe passed out as you've come in.
All right, I'd like to go up to him and try to take his pulse, like get a status update on him, see where he's at.
Yeah, he is breathing and whatnot, but go ahead, give me a medicine check as you get up to him.
Oh, there
Hey,
we
look
go.
at that, another nat 20 for a 26. So, you get up to this human there and give him a once over, and he's definitely in rough shape. He's basically passed out, and he has how does it say specifically? I thought it said this guy specifically what happened, but you can see that whatever hit the ship, it's kind of like coursed through the entire thing, and he has wounds from impact wounds, that the ship was probably hit hard and he was thrown, things like that, and
I see.
there is some other energy type damage that seems that he's suffered as well.
Okie dokie. And do I see anybody else in there with him?
Nope, just him.
Just him. Okay. So he's not conscious?
No, he's not. He's like on the edge of it. You can tell. Doing your check over, you can see that he's barely there.
Okay. So I'm gonna use a healer ability on him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna spend a use off the trauma kit and heal him up a bit. Trying to add this thing into my resourcing. There
So
we go.
you're using the aspect to give them extra health?
Yeah, 1d6 plus 4.
Hey, look at these
There we go.
rolls.
Nice.
So
When we
max
get
health.
into combat, I'll die. It's great.
Okay, so you rush over and you just immediately begin to do what you know to do, and tending to this figure here, and it helps. He definitely needs some more substantial care, but you get him to a point where he comes out and he's breathing better, and his movement comes back a little bit. You see that he kind of can move around. He stretches his legs and whatnot, and of course he he reacts verbally to you all, and he says, "Thank you so much. I don't know what happened. We were just flying along out here for the land rush, and something hit us. I don't know, just an impact, and I just I bumped my head, and something else just kind of shocked me. Have you found the others?"
No, we came straight to the cockpit. Where are the others? Do you know?
Likely Frost is she's back in the cargo hold, and then Heron is probably back in the engine room. We need to get them. He kind of, you see him look out the viewing window of the cockpit, and he sees you guys can see if you kind of follow his gaze that the ship is more and more getting closer to those asteroids. So we need to hurry. I'll help if I can, but I don't know what I can do at this point.
Maybe it'd be
Land
easier
rushes
if we
straight for
split
the
up.
engine room.
What's that, Lan?
Land rushes straight for the engine room.
Okay.
As Valen says, maybe we should split up. Land just takes off. So
Yep.
or that. Okay.
All right. Dak, you do anything specific?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say we should split up, but so as he takes off, I'll look at the Val and said, "Well, I guess he's got the engine room. I'll head to the cargo bay. See if I can find this. You say your name was Frost?
Frost, yep.
Yeah, see if I can find Frost.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So, Lan, you rush to the back, and the others kind of follow along. Valen, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take this gentleman. Did we get this guy's name?
Not yet, but you can ask, and he would reply and say, "Thank you
Come
again.
with
My
me,
name,
sir.
my name is Captain Dindau.
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 Dindau. All right. If you can lean on me, I'll offer you some assistance. We can limp out of here. It's probably best just to get you back to our ship so that you're off of it. We'll take care of these other guys. They're pretty reliable.
Certainly, I appreciate it very much. We do need to hurry to get the others off. I think I can handle it myself. If you want to go along with them, I'm sure that the others, my other crew members, will need your further assistance. And you can see that he definitely has to brace himself a little bit, but he seems that he can handle himself to get back to the ship if you're fine with that.
And I'll look at him and be like, "Are you sure you're okay? I am a healer."
Yes, I can manage. I can get back to the other ship.
Okay. You know the way out. I'll go take care of the other two.
All right, so you head off and you catch up with Dak, who's at the Dak. You went to the cargo hold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd run into that first. Land's going to the back. Captain Dindau, he runs to the other ship and pulls a blaster out on Krellin. No, I'm just kidding. So
Well, I was gonna say if he's coming this way, I'm like hiding and
he
waiting.
completely gets rid of his limb.
Listen, I was gonna jump in my comm link real quick and just tell Krellin that we found the captain, trying to track down the other two.
Okay. Yeah,
Let him
that's
know
fine.
we're
So
not all
Krellin,
dead.
Yeah, in that case, I would definitely hide. I wouldn't reveal myself.
okay.
They're back.
So
Or
the
things
captain
go
makes
shit.
his way slowly but surely to the ship, and then just kind of comes aboard, and he just goes in and he heads to one of the barracks area basically, and just finds a place to hang out. So back on the other ship, however, Dak, and then shortly behind you, Valen comes up, but you get to the cargo hold, and here there is the door to the cargo hold. As you go to check that out, it's locked, and you can see that it looks like there's damage to the lock, and it's not functioning normally.
This is a little bit outside of my area of expertise. How about you?
We said it looks like the mechanism is broken on it, so like it could be overridden with like a slice kind of a
It's
broken
more of a
door, or-
mechanical lock. So
Okay. Hmm.
Can I try to use the force to see if I can open the lock using push-pull? Would that work?
You can try. Yeah.
All right.
So,
I don't know if there's a roll associated with it.
Target must make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, there we go.
target would, yeah. Give me a. I assume wisdom's your highest.
Correct.
Give me a wisdom with proficiency. I guess probably a save, right?
Probably just a save. Yeah.
All right. So you do reach out and you try and manipulate this physical lock to open up, and you can tell it's, normally, back at the academy, you're able to move objects around pretty easily, but there's definitely just whatever hit this ship definitely fused together some of these parts and whatnot, and it's tough for you to get it open, but eventually you do hear not a clean click. You can almost hear like it breaks, but it does bust open, and from there you guys are able to open up the door.
All right. I'll step inside. Do I see or hear where this other person might be? Frost, is that what we're after?
Yep. So as you step inside, you're in the cargo hold, and there's, as expected, crates and whatnot all over the place. And you see, as you look around, you see a pile of them that have fallen over, and you sticking out. You see a few appendages, white fur, very large appendages, but covered, and you can see. It doesn't look like there's any movement, but give me an here. Give me a lore check, Valen.
All right.
All right. So it's the color of the fur threw you off for a split second initially, but you as you push past that, you recognize that it just seems that the size of these appendages and whatnot, and then some of the makeup. You think that this is a Wookiee. You're pretty confident that this is a Wookiee.
Excellent. I'm gonna run up to the Wookiee and see if I can get some sense of how he is. Is he conscious? Is he dying? Dead? Need
So you head up
healing?
to the Wookiee, and she's laying there, and she's covered in boxes, heavy crates, basically like waist up. She's face down, and you can tell that it looks like whatever hit the ship jolted these crates, and very likely knocked her out, and that's why. Like normally a Wookiee would be able to handle throwing these crates around easy. But looks like they caught her off guard, and she's now knocked out below the crates.
Hey, Dak, can you give me a hand taking these crates off?
Yeah, so I'll go over and help Valen move the crates off of, or the important crates, I guess, off of the Wookiee, so we can get to her to potentially bring her back to and help us get the rest of them off.
All right. So you're able to move those. Give me strength checks from you guys.
And here we go. How's that inspiration work again? I get to roll
Just
twice.
say
is
you
that
want.
what it is?
Just you can choose to use it. So make
So
your
like a
roll
strength-
first,
like
and
a-
then
It's like a strength
Oh,
save.
there we go.
just a
There we
check.
go.
But keep
Oh.
the roll there. So
I did the save. Whoops.
at 20 is still fine. If you guys don't have proficiency to your strength, then it doesn't matter. It's the same.
Yeah, that's
So-
what my thing would be. So.
Oh, yeah, I have proficiency on that, so I guess
Okay,
mine
so it'd
is
be a 14.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all right. So Valen must be kind of reaching to the force again to help him out here, and Dak, you're actually surprised this kind of thin, younger looking Padawan that's with you seems to be throwing these crates around pretty easily. You're a little bit surprised. And you guys get a few of them off and clear the way from Frost as she lays there, and she just is doing that. She's just laying there. You can tell that she's knocked out from the crates.
As we're moving the crates, any kind of indication on what might be in them or anything like that?
You can take some time to investigate them if you want, but when you're
Why am
moving
I
them,
not
no, they're all sealed and.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
no.
once he starts healing the Wookiee up, I'm gonna take a quick look and see what's in these crates.
Okay.
All right,
Give me,
I'm gonna go.
Dak, give me an investigation check. Right, and Valen?
I was gonna go up to her and use the trauma kit again.
Okay. Go for it.
Okie dokie. I don't think we do anything to that, do we? Oh, duh.
Are you using the bonus part about it, or just using it as is?
Just the
Second part of
because
it?
I have the healer background feat,
Yeah.
which lets you do that. So
Okay, nice.
That's what
Every
I'm doing.
time?
Mhm.
Awesome. All right, so not as good as the first time around, but still, it's better than nothing. So, Frost, this large albino Wookiee, white fur, she comes to consciousness and a little bit dazed, and she rolls over and she looks up and, hand to her head, very likely with a big headache. She just, she growls out at you. Dak or Valen, do either of you know Shriwook? Actually, I know Valen, you do, don't you?
Oh, do I?
All right. So, you understand her just saying to you, initially it's a little bit just confusion and whatnot. And she says, thank you. Thank you for saving me. What, you know what's going on?
Yes, you need to get to our ship. Your captain's already over there. Go with him to safety, and we'll take care of your other crewmate.
Yeah, Heron. Okay. I'll do that. Thank you again. She slowly stands up, and so she gives so Dak, you look through and you're able to kind of pop one of these open a little bit to check, and there's nothing really of note, just some supplies, foodstuffs, things like that. Nothing in the crate that you check out. And after you get a good look at this one crate, that's when Frost stands up, and she does kind of walk by you and give you a side eye. Despite her state, she still gives you a little bit of a side eye of, kind of what are you doing? As she begins to make her way out.
Does Valen see any of this?
Yeah, I think you would. As you would get up, you would see kind of Dak kind of, digging at a crate.
Just kind of want to look over at her mouth. Really? Like, and then just
Hey.
go find Lan.
In a few minutes, this is all going to be stardust. I'd hate for anything valuable to go to waste.
Yeah. We got a job to do. Let's go.
Frost Frost kind of replies.
This wasn't the job.
Dak, do you understand Shriwook?
No.
Okay.
I didn't actually pick my other language yet. I forgot.
Right.
So, but we'll say no.
All right. So she's gargles a few things to out, and Valen, you pick up. She's speaking to Dak, but kind of in reply to what you had just said. But Valen, you pick up, and she just kind of confirms that there's nothing really of note, and especially given the situation that nothing on this ship is worth further risking your guys' lives in delay to try and save it. So.
Kind of sarcastically, Valen's going to say to him, she said the gems are over there back beneath the pile of boxes. And then just walk away.
She gives a smirk at you, Valen, and she just kind of shakes her head and walks out.
I said it sarcastically. So he should be able to pick up on that, but we'll see.
But like, how much does he love money? Like, if he loves it enough, even if you said it in that way, it'd be
Is he
like,
gonna? Is this
just
like
in
a
case.
poo? Is he gonna touch the red gem?
Well, how well does he
Dak,
know
do you want to
me?
roll
No.
for that, or are you just your character? You might be muted.
Yeah.
There you
No,
go.
I guess if he said it sarcastically, I'll just let it go.
Okay. All right. So, she heads off, and okay. So now back at the engine room, Lan, you have approached there, and at the engine room, you are able to. The door opens up. It doesn't look like there's anything here, but immediately you come in and it's chaos. It looks like someone came through here with just a blast of energy and zapped the entire room. And you see this male human figure laying slumped over on the ground. And he just, it looks like there's little burn marks on his body and whatnot as he lays there. Might be muted. Valen and Dak, are you guys heading? What are you guys doing?
Hey, can you hear me now?
There you go.
We can do
Okay.
it.
I had push to talk, but my keyboard keeps dying.
Yeah, I guess I would start making my way back to the main corridor and then towards the engine room to see if Lan's gonna need any help. Also, just keeping an eye on any corridors, doors look open, maybe anything interesting inside.
Okay.
And I was gonna follow him, but I want to pull out the comm link and ask Krellin, how much time do we have?
That's true. Yeah, maybe he can see out the window.
So what are you doing, Krellin? Where are you at? I know you said you're kind of hiding. So Frost would have found her way onto the ship and basically just entered in and found the barracks as well and seen Captain Dindau and just kind of sat there and yeah, I guess where would you be?
If there's a space on the ship where you can sort of see like the entrance to the ship and like the direction of the barracks, sort of, I guess, like the crossroads,
Like you could be in the cockpit and kind of look down that hallway and you'd be able to see them come in. You want to be there. Yeah, beyond that, I'm not sure specifically. So I think like it's a the cargo holds basically the middle, a circular middle part of the ship. And then Valen, you want to repost that image I sent you in the general Discord channel?
Oh, yeah.
Just as an example there to help us.
Second.
I guess I could.
You need a layout of the ship.
Yeah, it kind of. I mean, it's not exact because it's a little bit, but it would give enough of an idea.
Right. I mean, realistically, he'd just be wherever he could get like the best view
Mhm.
of like the most passageways, but kind of be hiding. He wouldn't have revealed himself to
Right.
either of them.
There it is.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's what I found earlier.
cockpit up front, and then that center area with all the cargo and whatnot, and it wouldn't have as many defined rooms or whatever you want to call them
Yeah.
as this would, this specific ship, because it's definitely meant more for cargo and whatnot, doing freight runs. But there would be a couple barrack rooms type. So yeah, like you can either go, maybe like that 9 or 10 spot, which would be engine rooms. Things like that. So
Yeah, he'd probably just be hanging out in the shadows near one of those rooms.
okay.
Yeah.
So
keep
you
it an eye.
you see the captain come on, and then you see this large white Wookiee come on and make her way towards where the captain went, and you can hear them. You can hear them talking to each other a little bit. Give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, not that I think it matters, but he'd probably have the lights either dimmed or off in whatever room he's in, since he can
Yeah. Okay.
see decently in the dark.
All right. So,
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that to you, but it was a 9.
oh, yep, we got it. 9. So as you're trying to listen in a little bit as well, you know, they're not being quiet, but you know, maybe just the distance on the ship and whatnot and the ambient noise, it's tough to pick up, but you know, might pick up a thing or two, and it sounds like they're just kind of wondering amongst themselves what happened to their ship, as well as you know, there's maybe a moment of you know, was there anyone else on the ship? You know, Frost comes in and asks Captain Dindau if there's anyone else on your guys' ship. Then that kind of goes away pretty quickly, and they just begin discussing, you know, what happened on their own ship. So,
Gotcha.
all right. So back over to the other one. Lan, you are at this engine room, and you see this figure on the ground as you've come in. What are you doing? And this is kind of going on, you know, at least halfway through, if not sooner, than when Dak and them were helping the others. So, but anyway, go ahead.
I run straight over to this guy and try to throw him over my shoulder.
Okay. So you can go and try and pick him up?
Yeah.
All right. He is... Yeah, you see he's got burns all over the place. And there is debris and stuff you know, in the way, but you could throw that out of the way easily enough. So go ahead and give me a... He's passed out as well, whether it's from, you know, just whatever happened to him. But go ahead and give me a strength check.
Strength check. Okay.
All right. So you just you know, he's a solid dude, I guess, and you know, you slowly pick him up, and you end up doing more of a drag and slow go. So as you're doing that, and
as I'm dragging him down the hall, I'm just kind of huffing and puffing and being like, "Good Lord, this man's heavier than a bag of fried bantha."
And you drag him out, and you do so, and you just see, you know, around you, there's just smoldering wires and things all over the place. And then eventually, Dak and Valen, you guys catch up. And you see Lan, you've made it basically back to the hallway that leads around to the back around to the docking hall, and so you guys come out and see him struggling to pull this man around.
What the hell are you doing? Yeah. What the hell are you doing? I'm gonna run over to him. I'm gonna take the the trauma kit and do the same thing.
All right.
Like, Jesus, you don't move a burn victim. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh, I forgot the R in that one. D6. There we go.
All right. So you do your thing once more and tend to this figure, and he comes out of his unconscious state, and you know, immediately he just starts kind of like feeling on himself, where you can see there's burns and whatnot. And he's just, you know, he's in pain and whatnot, but he still gets out, you know, appreciation and help, and he just starts kind of mumbling and whatnot about what's the ship. Something came and just blasted us. I don't know what it is. I need to rest.
Like, you can come with us. We know what's going on. You can give us the full details later, but we need to get off this ship now.
Oh, okay. Did you get the others? Where's Captain Dindau?
He's on our ship.
Yeah, we got all the people, but we're still grabbing the valuables. Where are they at?
He has nothing to say to that, and he just kind of hangs his head.
Keep all the good stuff.
Hangs his head as you guys help him to your ship. So you get through. So Valen, you know, probably Lan helping this figure through. You guys know his name is Herren, Herren, and as the others had mentioned, You get to the ship, and you head around to where the barracks are, and you see the other two, and you don't see Krellin anywhere.
Okay. Oh, as an aside, I forgot they also gain additional hit points equal to their maximum number of hit die as well. So
Okay.
I forgot about that. So whatever the hell that amounts to.
All right.
A healer.
A healer.
What you
Yes.
do?
Because
And
you
I
bring
guess,
him-
Oh, it's
You
harder.
bring Heron around. He sees the other two, and they look up. I mean, they're still recovering themselves, so there's not like a big physical embrace of friends meeting, but they definitely recognize and say, they're glad to see him, and they give you guys thanks again. And Dindao, he does say to Heron, he says, Heron, do you know what happened? What something hit us? And Heron, he goes and heads over to one of the beds and lies down, and between coughs and wheezes, he chokes out more of the story that he had mentioned, and he just goes on and says, I was back in the engine room checking output and whatnot, and I saw this shape on the aft sensor. It was there, and then it disappeared. It was gone. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was like it was invisible or something. Anyways, I flipped open the blast plating, the main housing, try and get a better look. All I saw was just empty space for a second, and then I saw this ship just appear right behind us. I think it was a ship. It was all silvery black, like a Naboo night pearl. Coughs a few times. He said the whole front end seemed to be covered in gun ports. Big, wide, flat ports. Tried to reach for my comms, but they all went bright white. And just blasted out and hit the ship. And he just kind of turns to you guys, Valen and whatnot. He says, "Thank you again for helping me, for helping us."
It's what a Jedi does.
He just kind of, his head hits the pillow, and he just lays there, and you can tell that he's exhausted, and despite your attention that you have given him, he's still in pretty rough shape and needs some further rest.
I turn to Valen and I say, they got invisible ships on Corellia too?
Not ones that you want to actually be in the presence of. They're all legends, but they're all bad.
Lan just kind of grumbles.
Krellin, I would say at this point you would hear the others come aboard.
Mm-hmm.
Dak, were you going
I'm
to
still
say
just
something
standing
earlier?
in the dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say get back onto the ship, knowing that time is running short. I'm gonna say, well, we can continue story time later. We got to get out of here. And I'm gonna make my way to the cockpit. I'll yell back to Lan and whoever's back there to tell them to release the docking clamps or whatever it is we're attached to that ship with, and get the hell out of here.
All right. So you are able. That one.
Because I radio Krellin. Hopefully you're still on the ship. We're getting ready to leave.
I'm like, at this point, I'll just like step out of the shadows, like basically beside them, and be like, "Of course, I never left."
All right, so you guys are able to you do the release there, and Dak, give me a piloting check. All right, so you're able to push away from the other starship, and just moments before that one goes into this meat grinder of asteroids, if you will, and you just see that it just takes further damage, and it's just ruptured into a chunk of metal, almost becoming an asteroid itself amongst them as you guys fly away. From here, you kind of get back on to resume your navigation to your main, your initial destination, and there's not much trouble from here. A few more asteroids that you have to be careful of, but you continue and are able to get to basically up to your destination that you need, close to your destination. Let's take, because I need one real quick, but if anybody else, let's take a quick couple minute break, and then we'll come
All right.
back and keep going. So, be right back,
Alright.
everybody. So, as you guys continue your way towards your destination, getting closer and closer, there are, the stars around you. They're dotted and, well, they're blocked out by the, this stony sea that you travel through, and occasionally there's pulsing light that illuminates some of these floating islands here and there, and most of you would recognize that to likely be the pulsing light of laser cannons. And your comm system kind of opens back up to everyone as it had before, and you begin getting bits and pieces here and there, just different voices of "This is my asteroid, get off of here." Somebody else, "I don't see your name on it." And then more laser fire and then silence after that, as you realize that this land rush, people really are going after and trying to stake claim to things. You continue on, and your proximity sensor on the navigational computer chimes loudly, and it indicates that you are basically at your destination. At first, you get there, nothing seems different. You're just surrounded, as you have been, by tumbling stones and very little else. There is, then all of a sudden, as the distance grows shorter to your destination, the scene outside of your vessel changes a bit. In the heart of a dense grouping of asteroids up ahead, one in particular seems different, a little bit darker, more ominous. As you move the vessel closer past the rocks that seem to orbit the dark monolith like silent sentries, takes a bit of tricky flying to clear them, but you do so, and the coordinates verify that you've met your location. Whatever you seek lies somewhere seemingly inside this massive black asteroid.
We're all gonna die.
Well, I guess
No
this is the
metagaming.
place.
No, that was more of his internal monologue, if anything.
Along one side of the asteroid, as you come close, you see a very large, looks like a sigil that is cut into the stone. An engraving inlaid with an oddly dark metal. There is bands of silvery gray that run along each side of this construction, and it tapers at either end. So kind of like an oval that's tapered top and bottom. At a distance, it resembles a slit pupil, so like a cat's pupil, and the iris of like an iris of a gigantic eye. And the center of the eye looks like it's crafted of several overlapping metal plates, and the rest of it seems seamless, and it almost looks like the pupil is the focus of the design. Just kind of blankly stares out at you. It's you notice it's large enough. It looks to be like almost like a docking bay door, or loosely, a door of some kind that even your ship would be able to get through.
Do I recognize, like, is this sigil something that I've seen before?
It is. It is not. No.
Well, I don't know what that is, but maybe we can take a closer look if we're careful.
I'll sort of
Land's he's just gripping the guns, aiming at the door.
ready to just start firing, eh?
Oh yeah, blast our way in.
I'll turn towards Dak and say, "Well, Captain, shall you take us in?"
Well, we're here for information. Let's go get it. Right? That's what it was. Information he wanted.
That's what he said. Yeah, he basically
Okay,
said
just trying to-
investigate what this is, what this area is. Yeah.
Then we can report back. Dark, scary. So yeah, I'll maneuver in closer.
Okay. So you fly up to this, large iris-looking door potentially. You just kind of get closer and closer, and nothing happens. It just sits there, and you get a better view of these metal plates and whatnot. They're almost in a fan. Like, have you guys seen like the shutter inside of a camera lens? It's got that spiral that opens up. Yeah, it just sits there. You approach.
I'm gonna, gripping the back of the pilot's chair, I'm gonna lay a hand on him and just tell him, I trust in your skills, pilot, and give him guidance.
Okay.
Okay. I guess how far away are we from this object or this asteroid now?
I'd say now, like, you're pretty close to it. You can, you can kind of get. If you would you be trying to get up to see if it kind of opens up?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get, yeah, I guess close enough to see if it's like if it truly
Auto
is some sort of,
sensor, yeah.
yeah, some sort of like docking bay sort of thing, or what the deal is.
Right. So yeah, as you get up to it, nothing happens. It just kind of sits there.
Hmm.
Do our passengers recognize this? Maybe we should go ask them.
Never hurts. They've been out here. Maybe they've got some ideas.
Land says over the comms, I mean, it looks like a target. Maybe I should shoot it.
You don't shoot everything you find, Lan, without at least first checking to make sure it can be shot, right? Let's make sure it's not something that shouldn't be shot, right?
Well,
Then
I can't speak for everyone, but in my experience, I've regretted fewer times shooting first than the latter.
That's fair, but I'll make you a deal. If this is something that we can shoot, we'll let you have the first shot.
Hey, you got yourself a deal.
All right, and then I'm gonna go back and talk to Captain Dindau and
All
ask him
right.
to come with us and see if he can identify it.
Yeah, so you head back to the barracks, and you see that Heron is there. He's just kind of resting and covering. Frost is pretty much doing the same thing. She's laying there. Dindau, he's doing the same, but he's probably the best out of the three. I mean, that's not saying a ton, but he is doing a little bit better. Yeah, he just as you come in and kind of mention, I guess, yeah. Are you saying it? What are you saying to him as you get back there?
As I'll walk in and I'll just be like, could we have you take a look at something up here, Captain? We need your eyes on this. And as the captain of your little party there, you'd probably know more than they would.
Yeah, I can. To be honest, these parts are pretty new to me as well. We're simply out here, part of the rush, but This, you know, I owe you guys that much, at least to try. So he follows you along to the cockpit to kind of get a view, and just you can see, you know, he just has this expression of awe over his face. He's looking out and he just sees this massive iris-shaped object or door, potentially. You know, despite you guys asking him to come and hopefully shed some light on it, he just, first thing he says, "What is that?"
Well, we were hoping you'd be able to tell us. Do you think maybe one of your crew might know?
I doubt it. Oh, it looks a little bit like a door. Be pretty odd to be out here, but you know, given proximity here, the ship, it's obviously not just gonna let us in. You guys tried to contact anyone on the other side, or maybe, you know, maybe there's a passcode or something that to get. I assume you guys are trying to get in, right?
That's a very good question.
I'm not sure what we should tell him.
Just say, we're just out here scouting the area for interesting things like this. We're writing a book.
Oh man, I love a moment like that that's gonna spawn off like the true side story of the group. You guys are now traveling authors.
So I'll just like pull out like a journal or something and say, yes, it's called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Zindao, he just you know, he doesn't give too much response to it. You can tell he's still a little bit groggy and whatnot. He says, yeah, okay, interesting. But yeah, you know, generally in my experience, when we're trying to dock our ship and the doors won't open, you know, we have to let somebody know that we're here to come in, to let us in.
All right. But I guess look over at Krellin and say, Norama seemed to be you were associated with him. Did he have any more information about this or what he's looking for here?
No, he did not provide me much information on this mission beyond what he has told all of us.
Dindao cuts in and goes, "You guys are working for Norama?"
Oh, I thought he left. I thought he walked. I thought he wandered off.
Well, now we gotta kill him.
If you would not have said that until he left, I will say that he
Yeah, I
did
was
not
gonna wait.
make
I was gonna wait until he left.
That's why we had the whole book, I assume.
All right, so yes, he kind of he just kind of eventually, if he sees there's a lull in the conversation, he makes his way back to the bay, to the crew quarters, to continue his recovery. So, and Dak, you can probe Krellin about
All right.
any further info.
All right. Yeah. So I was okay. Yeah, 'cause he said he just wanted us to gather information about this place. So I'm not sure how much more information we want to try to gather. I don't know if we can. Can we? I don't know if on our ship can we like do sensors that tell us that hey, we can like radio out and see if anybody's listening nearby, like a broadcast channel or anything like that.
There's nothing nothing super advanced on this ship. It's pretty standard standard communications equipment. So you could, yeah, not really picking up on that. You can try and just kind of scan some of the comm signals out there in a similar way that Krellin did to pick up the signal from the Daring, to pick up these this troubled crew. Then you can just try and send out a thing, and you can do a general scan, I guess, on your you know, you kind of have a general radar scan that you have, but
So this seems to be like some kind of docking bay door, right? Or
It's,
at least that's what we think.
I would say that that's a decent guess. I mean, it looks like it's a door. You know, it's got that iris. You know, like it's gonna open up, kind of spiral open. Um, yeah, it's large enough for the ship to go through.
Okay. Does our ship have a name, or does this ship rather?
It does. I named it somewhere.
The Spry Hunter.
There you go.
Spry Hunter. So I'll turn to Dak and say, well, I do have an idea that might get us in, but it could potentially put us in danger.
Well, see, I'm trying to now, Dak. I'm trying to understand. Okay, is this enough information for what this guy's paying me 1,000 credits for? Do I need to go above and beyond here? Is this a good enough job? Are we able to contact him, like over some kind of communication thing, to say, hey, here's what we found out. Is this good? Do you need more?
Not at this point. No, you would
I'd
be.
sort of.
Yeah, you'd have to head back and you know, kind of rendezvous. And I would say, Krellin, you would say that that's probably a bad idea anyway.
Yeah, I would have said that. Frankly, we don't even know what this is, so that's not very great information to provide.
You
Hey, we
know
found
that
a spiral.
there's an element of
this feels like
stealth.
1,000. This feels like 1,000 credits worth of information here.
Maybe to you, but to Narama, doesn't matter what we think.
He brings up a good point. We don't want to piss off this guy.
All right, fine. So what's your idea, Krellin?
Well, evidently we know there are pirates in the area. I assume the other ship we sort of helped was attacked by pirates. They said, right? Or attacked.
It was attacked, but it was, you know, the description it gave was
okay.
very weird. Yeah.
There are
Okay.
pirates out here, though. I can speak to that.
Right, and Narama mentioned pirates in the area. So I was thinking perhaps I publicly broadcast so that anyone can hear our comm channel saying that we've been attacked, we have wounded, and we are seeking aid. Perhaps trying to dock here, because it seems, at least currently, that our foremost assumption is that this is a docking bay of some kind. So it could get us in, unless anyone else has other ideas. But it could also put us in a bad spot if these are, in fact, pirates or something else inside of this.
Well, on one hand, if they do come to attack us, they aren't likely to send too many ships at us because we're already disabled. On the other hand, if they do come to help us and they're friendly, what do we do then?
Well, we got 3 fairly beat up people in the back. We say that they're the ones we're seeking medical aid for. And they totally misunderstood what we said. We said we were attacked. We said we came across a vessel that was attacked.
Stretching the truth, I see. Well, I can't say I approve, but I also can't think of anything else to do. So
All right,
I'm
Krellin,
in.
let's do it.
All right. So you're gonna send out communications,
Yeah, I'll
And-
just.
send out a message.
I guess I'll open the comm and say, Mayday, Mayday, this is the Spry Hunter. We've been recently attacked by pirates and we have wounded and we are seeking aid. We are outside of your docking bay and we need immediate assistance. That's what I'll say for now.
All right. So as you send this out and you wait and you wait, and a few moments go by, and it seems that nothing's gonna happen. You don't get any response. You know that you've definitely kind of veered away from, you know, most of where the main land rush party had gone, and there's not really any immediate response. And then seemingly at the last second of your patience, as Lan is there just, you know, itching on the trigger, just ready to go. But then all of a sudden, the large overlapping plates on this iris begin to turn away from each other and open up. And the eye just kind of opens up for you, and the slit now is fully open, and it looks like beyond it, as you go in, there's a dim glow that slightly grows from beyond the opening. There's you can see patterns. You can make out some patterns and whatnot that seem to adorn the walls and whatnot on the inside. And there is looks like there's a very large area because you guys are pretty close up to this thing, so you can see inside, and it looks like there's enough space for definitely your ship, and a good few more could probably come inside this area.
Well, it got the door open.
I'm gonna renew my guidance on Dak.
Okay.
Dax.
I would have preferred an answer as opposed to a ominous door opening with no acknowledgement.
Be cautious.
Krellin and Dak, give me perception checks.
Where is
21 for Dak.
8.
8 for Krellin. Krellin is not paying attention. So, Dak, as you look out as the door opens and whatnot, and you're just focused in on what's as it opens up, and you see the light kind of glow, and the light grows enough to where it lights up the inside of this cavern or whatever it is very well. You don't pick up on anything else inside. It just looks like a large, loosely call it a docking bay. But whatever this area is, looks to be empty, other than just the light.
There, I'll lean over to Krellin and say, "Is this 1,000 credits worth of information yet, or do you need to keep going?"
Perhaps, but aren't you curious to see what lies beyond?
Curiosity and profitability sometimes don't go hand in hand.
Well, look at it this way. If one of us dies, then you get our cut.
Valen will say to himself, "There is no death. There is only the Force." It just quietly muttered to himself.
All right, so yeah, I'll start moving the ship cautiously forward.
All right. So you guys.
Shields up, 1/4 impulse.
All right. So as you maneuver the what do we call the ship again?
The Spry Hunter.
Spry Hunter. That's right.
Yes,
As you
yeah.
maneuver the Spry Hunter in through this oblong opening, and you come in and you see again. It's just kind of get further confirmation that this large cavernous room is empty, and you set your ship down, and it docks in this huge room, and there's a dome ceiling, and there are some columns that run up along the walls here and there, and you see these patterns of a silvery gray metal from outside run along every surface. You land the ship, and as you do, the slitted eye that you entered in closes on you, and plate after plate overlap towards the center until within moments, the way that you came in is now blocked, and the landing vault where you are is plunged into darkness. But only for another moment. The gray pattern along the walls and ceiling that you had saw initially begins to pulse with soft, slowly building light. just kind of zigzagging around the area. And a few seconds later, the room is fully illuminated, kind of back to where it was originally when you were coming in. Several of the lines of light culminate along one of the walls near the floor, and within the gleaming pattern, there's a round doorway at the end of the room, and it's a similar iris door like the large one you came through, and that opens up. You see you can see a little bit of a hallway, and there's a shimmering wall of light that. And then beyond that, a metal door further down.
Well, I guess we're stuck in here now. Unless one of y'all knows how to open that eye door.
I guess this question for you, Todd. Do starships have like an equivalent of keys? Turn them on or something? I feel like they would, but I don't know.
Yeah, actually, we came up with this in my other campaigns, and I'd imagine. Sure, yeah, we'll just say yes. There's something like that.
Then I'll sort of lean into Dak and say, I would suggest taking the keys to the ship just in case the others do not come with us. After all, they seem okay, but just in case, make it a little bit harder for them to steal the ship.
I agree.
I would say there's, I'm sure there's something like that, but there, also just basically, you're able to lock it up behind you.
Yeah,
it's usually access codes. So
yeah,
like
that's what I was gonna say. Access
you'll do
codes, yeah.
an access code to get back in, and
yep.
It'll just be like the ignition sequence in Mad Max Fury Road. We got to flip the switches in the right order, or it's gonna blow up on us.
Exactly.
Are we able to tell if there is I guess atmosphere in this area where we are?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, can we? Okay.
Lan, all the stream knows that you want to do that, so. I would say, I mean, I guess you guys can still whisper in the Roll20 game, but you definitely feel free to whisper me in your character channel on Discord as well.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, are you? Give me Lan. Give me a stealth check.
Okay.
And Dak, yeah, as you guys are you guys coming off the coming off the ship?
Well, I'd like to
or kind of check it out for
breathe or die if I get off.
So you can check, or Krellin can kind of take a scan of the area, and you would get some readings back that oddly, yes, there is seems to be some sort of a sustainable atmosphere, if you call it that, within where you are.
Okay. All right. We need to break out the Empire little face masks or not.
Right. No.
I'm bringing mine just in case.
And there is, amongst those readings as well, you do get, signs that there's, it seems that gravity exists as well in this area. So it's whatever's going on inside this asteroid. It seems that it does.
So does this asteroid, like, say from like the cockpit? Can we see? Does it look like it was carved out? I assume, or
it's very. I think even like more polished than that. It's definitely not roughly carved. It's
Gotcha.
Yep, because the walls are, with these ornate kind of lines and things where the lights are now pulsing and whatnot, and then you have the columns that go up along the walls as well. So, yeah, it's definitely intriguing and mysterious. It's not like definitely not something natural. Yeah.
Sort of like meticulously designed.
Potentially, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So as you guys are, kind of just doing a scan of the area and whatnot, figuring out what's going on, Lan joins you from the gunner seat. Looks like he's ready to go, and he pulls out a little device and he starts fumbling with it. He's getting ready to You guys are getting ready to figure out what you're doing.
Glancing at it, would I recognize what it is?
Give me a perception check. All right. Yeah. So you see, it looks like a hollow recorder.
Gotcha.
Would I know that as well, even though I already have one myself?
Give me a perception check as well. All right. So you've just, Valen, you have just kind of picked up that he's doing something, but you're not. You didn't, stare hard enough to try and figure it out. You just see some sort of a device.
It's a quick glance, just, what's that?
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
kind of like peripheral that initially, you saw it, and then just from that little bit, you weren't really able to gather. And then Lan pops out and says, "You're on. What would you do?"
I'm thinking this is more like Cloverfield.
Oh,
How
Jesus.
this is gonna go.
Oh, no.
All right, so you've scanned the area. It seems safe to go explore. What are you guys doing?
All right. Well, I guess we'll kind of assume we kind of all regroup, maybe back in that kind of main center room there where everybody's at. Well, so we can either try to reach him again on the radio, but they didn't seem too talkative last time. Otherwise, we can head off the ship here and take a look around.
Well, I think I'll opt for taking a look around. We are here, and I don't know how we're going to get out by just sitting here.
Is the interior of this chamber like dark, or is it lit?
No,
up?
it's fully illuminated.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, there's a bunch of markings on the walls that kind of pulse to light, and yep.
Okay.
But it's just an empty room outside of, you said, I guess on the opposite end, there's like another door of some sort.
Yep. So you guys
Okay.
came in, landed. It's a pretty large, because you could fit a good few number of ships in here. By the look of it, but at the far end you can see that a smaller, door for humanoids to walk through, not another like ship door, but has opened up, and there is you can see like a wall of light that kind of seems to be shining down in that hallway.
Okay. Well, probably not going to get out of here by staying in the ship, so let's disembark and take a look around.
Before we leave, I want to turn to the captain and ask him, like, do you have any weapons on you?
To Dindao.
Yeah.
He says, just my small sidearm here, and he unholsters a small light pistol. Most of the heavy stuff lost on the ship that we kept, but I only had this because this doesn't leave my side, so just that.
And he'll look at the other two, like, and how about you? You two.
The other two who are just laying there still resting, Dindao just kind of echoes his statement and says, yeah, they wouldn't have had anything on them. I didn't notice that they brought anything with them.
So, Valen's gonna take out the short vibro, whatever that vibro thing was we got off the Trandoshans,
Okay.
and the blaster rifle, and hand them both to the Wookiee, and tell her, just in case, hopefully you don't need them, but just in case, take these.
She sits up a little bit on the bed where she is, and she takes them, and you can see her kind of, turn it over in her hand, and you see look of recognition that she definitely knows how to, her way around a weapon like this, and she just gives a nod, and in Shriwook, growls back to you acknowledgement.
All right, and with that, I'm gonna go down the ramp and join the others.
Before I head down, I would like to ask them, Captain, do you have a comlink by any chance?
You see him kind of pat his self here and there, and then he does hit to a pocket, and he says, "Oh, looks like that made it along as well. Yes, I do.
All right.
Be great to keep in touch. Absolutely."
Mm-hmm. So we'll just like exchange frequencies or whatever, and then I'll sort of just give him a nod and head out. Go join the others.
He gives you a nod back, and he says, "Again, thank you all for your help. We surely would have been in a bad place without you. So good luck in your travels, and be safe." He
You
just
as
heads
well.
back to the crew quarters. As you guys step out down the ramp into this room, you notice that the floor, there's a few glowing lines here and there, but it's very smooth. As the sensors had told you, you get confirmation that there is gravity here in this mysterious tunnel, this cavern, and very smooth floor, and but you're still able to get traction on it. There's not any issue there. So as you step down, are you guys going towards that doorway?
Oh yeah.
I suppose so.
Okay.
Land's bringing up the rear with the hollow recorder.
Okay. Yeah, what's our marching order here? Lan in the back, otherwise?
I'll be in front of Lan.
Okay.
I'll lead the group.
Okay. Krellin, Dak, Balin, and Lan head out. All right. And you walk through this large cavern towards this doorway, and there are motes of light, little pulses of light that they seem a little bit in motion, and almost like dancing fireflies as you guys move along. And they're pure white, each one, and they flare a little bit around their edges. As you get past them, there is a circular door of dark metal. This is on the other side. As you've gone, look through this hallway. If you haven't stepped through yet, the first door, you see this kind of wall of light, and then beyond that is another metal door that has that same iris look to it.
I want to go up to Krellin real quick and use guidance on him, and at the same time tell him keep your eyes peeled and fall
Yeah,
back to my
I was
position.
actually just gonna say I'd like to keep an eye out to see if there's just like anything lurking around, because like me as a player, I'm like, this is when the xenomorph kills us all. So,
Yeah, give me a perception check.
all right,
You got a D4 to add to it too. So.
shit, I'll use it. Okay,
All
12.
right.
Hey, there we go.
All right. So you kind of look around, and nothing substantial seems to catch your eye, other than you get a little bit that these lights, these little motes that kind of float around, they seem to almost react to your guys' presence. They almost brighten a little bit as where you are, and then behind you and in front of you, it's a little bit dimmer. So they're almost kind of brightening as you walk along.
Okay.
Have I seen or heard anything about this before?
Give me a lore check.
I'll take that as a no.
Nope, you do
Is that
not.
3
An
8s
8.
in a row?
Yeah, it is 3.
Wow. That's
I've
one.
never
for
heard of
three.
anything like this at the temple.
We've rolled 5 8s in our
I
past
know.
6
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say that we're rolling straight eights tonight.
Roll 20 is just
Oh my
being
god,
awesome.
it's
Yeah.
such a program. I don't trust the rolling system.
All right. So you guys continuing through this hallway then towards the other door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you head towards the end of the hallway and get to this other door, and it opens up, just like the other ones, kind of in that spiral motion. And the lights, the motes, dance away from you, and kind of allow you to you step through that curtain of light, and there's no sensation as you do. It's just light, and you move past into the hallway beyond. Same dark metal adorns this area, and it's overlaid by a web of strange gray glowing lines. They pulse and grow brighter as each of you enters into the room. The hall continues on as you get in here past this other door, and this large hall continues on in one direction for quite a ways. And you see it turn to the left a good like 200 feet ahead, quite a ways ahead, but you see it turn. And there are doors similar to the one you just walked through, these iris style, that are dot along the pathway here and there. And there is on one side, one of the doors does have more of these motes of light that are illuminating this door. All the others do not. There's just one that's lit up. The walls, they're uneven here now in this area. It's more cavernous and whatnot, not as polished and manufactured as the first room. And there's alcoves every few feet between some of these doors. So, kind of, they look combination of both natural or dug out, but these little alcoves that kind of dip in between some of these doors.
Do you wish to, I'm saying this to the group, investigate any of the doors, or shall we continue down the main hallway and around the bend?
These things seem to respond to life. Or DM, would I know that? Does it look like they respond to life or the presence of life?
Give me a perception check as well.
Okay. Oh,
All
there we
right.
go.
Yeah, you're not. You can't. I guess you can't say specifically life, but your presence. There is a reaction to it.
Like, I would venture a guess that if one of these modes is up ahead and they're reacting to the presence of life, that perhaps there might be a presence beyond that door. We might want to be cautious. But I'll follow your lead.
So as you guys, discuss this as you first step into the chamber, and you guys feel that like you got earbuds in and you're talking and it's muffled, right? And behind you, as the door closes behind you, the iris door that you step through, that muffled sound, like all of a sudden you guys just get this sense of like, what's going on? And it is dead silence. And, anyone that tries to speak, make a noise, clap, stomp, rustle, there is zero sound.
I'll just kind of point in because the hallway continues and sort of bends left. You said, right?
Yep, that's a good 200 feet down. It does. There is before that, I believe one of the doorways before it curves around. You have these doorways that kind of dot along the walls, and one of them, was lit up. That you did notice that.
Okay, then I'll gesture towards that door with sort of like a questioning look. Like, should we go there? Waiting for any acknowledgement.
I'll just shrug
That's helpful.
and a nod, shrug and a nod.
Yeah,
But-
kind of a nod, like, yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I head towards that door that you mentioned.
Okay. So as you head down the hall there, just trying to wrap your head around this silence. There's nothing. Your footsteps. I mean, there's no sound. You're trying to wrap your head around that, but you come to this door that is illuminated by these little spots of light, where the other doors are not. And as you step forward, again, this iris-style door shutters open, and you can see inside. There is. You can see inside, and it's a little bit of a chamber, and from outside of it, it looks to be, it almost looks like a tomb, as there is, you see shapes draped over, a a low-backed chair that dot the room around there, and there's others that are just these figures, these shapes that are sprawled around the floor as well.
Does this look familiar? Like something I've read in a book?
Very likely not, no.
This beats me.
We still like unable to hear and make noise, or is it changed when we walked in this door?
Nope, still dead silence.
Okay.
Sorry, just trying to wrap my head around it. What objects were in the room again? Like just the.
So you guys are you guys going into the room? The door opened for you, and then you're like at the door, so you get a little initial glance. You want to kind of step in and do a further look?
Yeah, I was gonna step in, but maybe motion for them to like, maybe just wait in case whatever this is kills me.
Okay. So yeah, step inside and give me an investigation check.
Okay. I'm on paper good at those. Wow, I rolled bad.
You had to call it out.
I said on paper.
All right. So this still helps you see, kind of basically what's around in the area. So again, you get a little bit closer and you can make out these shapes a little bit better. You see that there's some weird type of creature that you haven't seen before. There's a few of them draped over these chair-like objects. There's a few of them laid around the ground here and there. And you do see another one that is upright, seems to be up against a wall. Looks like it's leaning against something. You can't tell what it's leaning against. But most of them are all long, dried, and desiccated. And the one leaning up there seems to be perfectly part of the obstruction. Just whatever it's leaning against. You can see, appendages on these creatures at initial view as you just kind of scan the room, but without going up and doing some further investigation, nothing else stands out that way. But that's basically what you see.
What do? You said one of these things was like leaning up against something?
Mm-hmm.
I'll sort of just walk around, keeping a bit of a wide berth, but try to get a glance at what it's leaning against.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Valen's going to slowly approach the chair throne, wherever that is. Try to get a look at it.
Okay.
Land's just kind of going around the room with the holo recorder, trying to get, like a nice wide shot of the whole room. Kind of zoom in on anything that looks kind of weird or out of place. He's just recording stuff for the client.
All right.
Smart.
Yeah, nice. So, and this room is illuminated just as the others as well. So, everything is illuminated. So, Krellin, as you walk over, you can see, this creature as you get up closer to it. It's something like you've never seen before, and it's really slumped over, and there is just, looks like years and years and maybe decades of time has passed, and so his body has kind of just slumped over, and as I said, it looks like he's almost part of this, but you can make out a little bit of a shell of something. It looks to be, more natural than mechanical or whatever, but it looks like it could be something that it's leaning against. Valen, as you walk around, you said you're kind of going up to some of these creatures.
He was gonna head up towards the throne, but yeah, he would take a look at the creatures too.
Okay,
on the way.
there's not a throne. I'm sorry if I spoke there, but
Was it like a chair? You said
yeah.
a
So
high
there's
back
just
chair?
they're around the room. There's so a few of these creatures are on these chair-like objects. There's not like one central.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I misunderstood. Yeah, he wants to start taking a look at them.
Okay.
Mostly to see if he can recognize anything and get some better idea of what this is.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, give me an either an investigation check or, if you want, a medicine check.
All right. Can he give himself guidance? I think I
Yeah.
can.
Dan.
Yes, he can. Okay. He's just gonna tap himself on the shoulder in a reassuring way and say, I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. And he'll do a medicine check.
All right.
And
As you go
then
up
a
and you
D4,
yep. Nice.
so 21.
All right, 21 total there as you go in, and not necessarily physically doing any sort of analysis to these creatures, but just your background allows you to have understanding of a generic sense of a creature's structure and how they're made up, and so you can start kind of looking at the creature and picking out how these creatures are. So you see that they have 3 lower appendages, 2 that were more frontal, and then 1 in the back. And then above that, there's just kind of a body shape torso that goes up, and there's 2 arms that stick off of that. But there's no defined head. It's basically just that torso shape that goes up, and then the arms. And then between the arms, kind of down the center of the body, you look over and you start seeing and counting, and you get 6 of these like orbs that go down there, and they're definitely organic, part of the creature, and you make a strong assumption that these are their eyes, that they had these 6 eyes that they utilized for however they used them in their different ways. It doesn't look like at a glance that there's any single orifice, mouth or whatever, as you look around them. So that definitely is interesting to you. The smaller appendages on the upper torso definitely seem to be like arms. They have 4 finger-like digits to each of those. So similar to like a hand. And it looks like the skin is a little bit porous. So that likely is how they, breathe and, maybe potentially eat, whatever. Not really having, a mouth or things like that. And, for a little bit further inspection on the eyes, it looks like they're 3 pairs. So 2, 2, and 2. And they're colored and shaped a little bit differently in each pair, that they might have a different feature or different function. Lastly, Valen, give me a perception check, please.
All right. He would like to give himself guidance on this as well.
Nope, just give me a...
Nope.
Not for that one.
No,
Yep.
he would not. He wouldn't like
Okay,
to do that at
doesn't
all.
need to anyway. So, all right, as you're investigating this, and then you, as you often do, you let the force, come into you and just kind of help guide you through your investigation and whatnot. You do get a little bit of a echo in the force around these creatures as you kind of investigate them, and it tells you that it's very likely that they communicated telepathically with each other, and you almost still get a resonance of their thoughts even in death right now. That's yeah, so that's what you pick up.
Okay. Can I take a closer look at the eyes? You said they look like different colors, right? Like they did something different?
You pick up that there's 3 sets of eyes, so 2, 2, and 2.
2, 2, and 2.
Yeah.
But nothing, he doesn't see anything beyond that.
Without some further analysis, can't really tell beyond that. You make the assumption that they do different functions in each pair, but yeah, without pretty much dissecting, you wouldn't tell too much else.
Okay. Does it look like there's like a sizable chunk of biomass that could be like a sample taken out of? Does it look like there's enough there?
Yeah, you could do that.
I think Valen will like to cautiously go up there and see if he can find the best slice and take a little bit of a sample.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that for sure.
Okay. I need to mark that down. And then I'll kind of look over to the others and see what they're up to.
All right, yeah, Lan, so you're kind of scanning the room and you see the furniture that dots the room definitely looks to be made specific to these creatures. As you get closer and you pick up on their weird 3 lower appendages as well. Dak, you doing anything? I know have you come into the room?
Oh yeah, I came into the room. Totally out of my element here. This is not this is not my usual scene. Yeah, I was kind of hang back and sort of just keep an eye on the door and my hand on my blaster just in case.
Lan walks over to one of the 6-eye aliens and makes like a points at it and looks at Dak and makes like a get a load of these guys kind of motion. Goes back to recording.
While this is going on, 2 things, or is it 1 thing? Because I forgot. I was curious if I could tell, by like sort of investigating these creatures, how long they've been dead. Through like medicine or something, like investigating their body.
Yeah, let me show this. I think it specifically said, but give me you can give me a medicine check if you like. All right, yeah. So, quite a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, and just kind of, as there is kind of just dust and things like that. It looks like this has been here for quite a while.
Okay. Yeah. And the other thing was, do they seem like they've sort of like something outwardly killed them, or like they just kind of something caused them to die that's not really identifiable?
He's like a giant blaster hole in him or anything.
Yeah.
There is that. I thought. Okay. Yeah, it's you're not sure. It's hard to tell. I guess actually, Balin, as you kind of reached out with the Force earlier and just kind of listening to your senses, you do get a little bits of kind of what did happen here. And whatever it was sudden and violent. And there is a little bit of a darkness that seems to linger.
Okay.
But that's it. There's not much else that you really sense or pick up.
Lan draws out his vibro dagger and just lightly touches one of the eyes on one of these aliens, just to see is it like hard? Is it squishy? Does the thing react? He's just kind of testing it.
Give me a wisdom save.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So just go
I was
like
ready.
it is they're pretty old and whatnot, so it'd probably be more hardened and dried out at this point.
Okay, he cuts out several eyes off of one of them.
Okay.
And he records himself cutting out one as like taking a sample, and then shuts it out, cuts
Melon-balling
out
it?
several others. Yeah, just melon balling it with a vibro dagger. Then turns off the tape, cuts off a few more, puts them away for himself, and then turns it back on.
A tasty
Alright.
snack.
Yeah. I'm adding alien eyes to
There you
my
go.
inventory.
Krellin, are you over by the one against the wall still, correct?
Yeah, the one that you said was kind of like leaning up.
Yep.
against it.
Okay. Were you further looking into that?
Like what it was leaning against, you mean? Or
Yeah, I don't remember. Did you go like right up to it? Were you still
well,
kind of
for
just
this-
like
I would assume I did when I did like the medicine thing to kind of check how the cause or potential cause
Okay.
of death and how long. So
yeah. All right. So yeah, as you get up closer to him and kind of investigate him or whatever a little bit, and then you get a little bit better sense of it. You feel that this is some sort of a console or whatever, that this creature is, was at this device or whatever it is, and whatever this event happened that basically killed all these creatures, it slumped over on top of it.
Okay. I'll maybe these creatures are pretty big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
kind of motion over to either Lan or Dak to come aid me since we still can't speak, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I'll like kind of wave them over, or one of them. Maybe Dak, since he's kind of just standing there.
All
Yeah,
right.
Lan's probably too busy cutting eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see Krellin and go,
I'll be like, sort of gesture towards the thing,
and I'll come over.
All right.
and then I'll kind of like motion to help move it off.
So as you go, to grab the creature and try to move it off. I mean, it's sat here for a long time, and you have to almost physically break it off, and it's probably not very satisfying to kind of just rip off this corpse off the thing. And it if there was noise, there would probably be some like cracking and splintering almost, but you are able to eventually get it off. And underneath it, what this creature was slumped over, does look to be a console of some sort, and there are shapes in the stone, formed in the stone, that just you're not sure what to make of, but there are pieces of inset crystal that are actually glowing dimly with patterns of markings that also extend forward above the gauges and into its depths of the console. There's three of these crystals seem to have a different purpose at your initial view. They are set equidistant from each other, lit with a pale, even glow. All three still covered with a thin layer of debris from the body.
Okay. Could I try? I guess I'll see. Like, so they're like crystals, like jutting out,
Yep.
sort of,
Yeah.
seemingly looking like some kind of controls
Yeah.
or something.
Yep.
Okay. I'll sort of like touch one and see if anything happens.
Okay. Yeah, as you reach out, there's a minimal reaction as you do it. The light pulses, but very minimally. Give me a perception check.
While you're doing this, Krellin,
Ooh, I think
Lan
that's our
cuts
first
off
one of the
them.
night, though. That's been crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no!
What are you doing, Lan?
Sorry, Lan cuts off one of the alien hands and gives it to him, and just kind of shrugs, like maybe this will help.
Oh yeah, that was like plan C for me. Plan B, I was going to motion over Valen because, I mean, I know like basic things about the Force, I'd assume. And this seems like some kind of glowy voodoo. So
All right. So yeah,
Yeah.
you go and reach, and you notice that you do pick up on a very minimal pulse of the light when you do, touch the object. But beyond that, you don't really pick up on anything else or any other causes to this. So
Did you actually motion me over?
yeah, I would have because I
Okay.
was kind of thinking
And so Valen
this doesn't look like a technical control, not my expertise.
sees that, and he's gonna wander over, and then kind of at the same time focus on that bit of darkness that he felt.
okay.
And just try to discern, like, give it some more context. Try to figure out what it actually means
Yeah.
or what it is.
So Valen, you walk over. Dak, you as well. Dak and Valen, give me perception checks. 8 from Valen. Nat 20 for a 22 from Dak.
Nice.
All right. So Valen, you're, maybe that darkness is clouding you a little bit, but you come over and you just see, what the others have seen so far. You see these 3 crystals that are equally set apart, glowing faintly a little bit. Dak, you notice that the one that Krellin did touch, he did brush off. There was still debris on these 3 things, and it looks like the one that he touched, it looks like he just, wiped off some of the debris in the process, going to touch that one crystal.
So we have no way to communicate with each other, do we?
It's true.
Hand
Non-verbal.
signal. Does BASIC have some sort of sign language that we would all know?
I mean,
So I guess do I get the impression that when he brushed the debris off, it's what made it start to glow? Like rub it, it's genie lamp. He rubbed on it and it lit up.
I mean, he did say there's 3. Those are my 3 wishes.
Sorry, it's still it is still brighter. Sorry, it is brighter than the other 2. It pulsed a little bit than the others, so they were all lit up. Krellin, you touched this one, and then as you moved away, it did seem to get a little bit brighter. So that's what you would see, and then Dak, you would notice now that, maybe to you it just looks like he brushed some dirt away, and that caused it to be brighter. But you definitely pick up on the difference between the 3.
I record myself rubbing the eye that I cut out on the crystal just to see if that does anything. I'm like in the shot showing that I'm doing it to the client, like just to show I'm doing rudimentary testing.
Which one are you doing that to? Which crystal? The one that he already touched, or a different one?
No, one of the ones that's
Okay.
just hasn't been touched yet.
Yeah. So you just kind of rub, and it pulls a little debris off, but not much, and then maybe it actually leaves a little bit of like dust behind, but nothing happens. There's no noticeable difference.
Yeah, Land shrugs at the recorder and just goes back behind the camera to record what Krellin and Dak are going to do next. And Valen.
Okay. Is it just mostly like dust that's laying over top of the crystals?
Yeah, and still some, dried up, but bits of the creature that you guys had to physically rip off of the thing.
Okay. I kind of want to just like Raiders of the Lost Ark style, I guess, like lean down, just like blow like the dust and stuff off of it. It looks like it's like light enough, like a person could just kind of blow it off the crystals.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So you do lean down, and you get a good amount of the dust blown away, and all three of them do seem to brighten up a little bit more as you've done that.
Okay.
There is still a little bit of debris left over though.
I guess I would want to brush off, I guess, whatever remaining debris is with my hand.
Okay. So as you go, you clean up the first one better, go to the second one, and then the third one, and as you kind of wipe them down, brush them off a little bit, and they pulse up brighter and brighter as you do, and then you hit that third one, and then they just really start to glow, each one. And as they do, the light emanates and then seems to project above the console, and it begins to by themselves it pulses up, and then it seems that they almost like join together, and it's almost like some weird crystal hologram image that begins to form an image. You see a sphere of silver metal and mesh connecting crystals, nodes of dark stone. That this ball of mesh metal and whatnot, and light passes in between. You see light passing in between the shapes on the sphere, and occasionally one of the pulses of light seems to blaze brighter than the others, and it rebounds off the inside of the sphere, and then the entire shape shakes very violently, and then it comes to a rest, and the light calms down.
Look at the rest of the group with a puzzled expression, much like the one I have right now.
Internally, Krellin's also puzzled, but externally, he looks like he totally knows what's going on. He has no idea.
Valen's intrigued, but I don't know if he actually even understands what he's looking at.
Lands of Duros. Duros are interstellar species that's been around a lot. Do I recognize this at all? Like, is this something from my travels I would know, or is this just some weird...
You give me a lore check if you want.
Here we go. Another 8.
Yeah, so you just you take maybe 1 second to just think about, do I know what this is? No, I don't. Nothing that crosses your mind at all.
Land just shrugs and looks puzzled.
Does the silver sphere resemble like a planetoid or something?
Not necessarily. No, it's just more this web or structure of lights and this these nodes and gems and crystals. I guess these crystals of light, whatnot. So.
And you said it's like a hologram?
Yeah, it seems that these 3 crystals that you've cleaned up, are generating this image.
If I touch the hologram, does it do anything?
Nope, just it's a hologramic graphic image type. It just kind of goes right through it.
Okay.
Yep.
Were those 3 crystals the only thing on that control panel?
There were some other there was, I thought, let's see. Yeah, there's a few other crystals and patterns and whatnot on there, but there's not really anything, they're not glowing the same as these 3.
Okay.
Lan is mentally formulating a theory, and he starts taking some notes in his data pad, but he's not ready to share them with the group at this point.
Okay.
Is there any sort of viewport looking out from here, or is this like an isolated, contained chamber?
Yes. Yep, just a chamber, so just basically back where you came in.
So Valen like to take a look at the panel, see if he can try to make heads or tails on, see if there's any connection to all the other crystals on that board.
Yeah, give me a investigation check. All right, so looking over it, nothing really, strikes you as anything in particular. It's actually quite foreign to you as well.
You just give a puzzled shrug. Just no idea what this is.
Well, I'm just going to go up and press every button on the thing. See if it does anything.
All right. Yeah, nothing else really happens. And it doesn't seem that there's just no reaction. And you can see that you also get the sense that the crystals, they weren't activated by your touch. It was more that cleaning them off.
So they were already activated.
Well, the 3 main ones that are projecting this image, yeah. Yep. Because they had glowed slightly, but then you guys cleaned them off, and then they were allowed to, show this image. So they weren't, activated. Or they didn't need to be activated.
I think I would motion towards the door, like, should we leave then? Go.
Find more tombs to desecrate? Sure, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll nod in that general direction too.
All right, I'll lead the charge.
All right, so you guys head out of this interesting chamber here, and come outside the door to further go on your way. You can continue down the cavern that you initially came to, because you're in one side room, and continue on, see what else you can find. And that is actually where we'll end tonight, and pick up next week to continue your investigation of this interesting area in the asteroid.
Okay. We're all gonna die.
We made it one session. We'll die next time.
There you go. 2 sessions in.
Superstars.
Collapse
Technically,
of the thing.
like 1.5, if you count the session 0.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good stuff. So,
Mhm.
all right, good stuff, guys.
Yeah, no, that was a good session. Thank you, Todd.
Turned out good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guess
So-
there'll be no RP downtime. We can't actually talk.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Or
you have to wait. So
Be a muted channel.
We can emphatically wave at each other
there
without
you go.
making
It's
sound.
just like
We do.
a lot of internal monologue and
Yeah.
so. But
Krellin starts miming. He's in a
yeah.
box.
All right.
I wonder if Basic does have some sort of sign language. I imagine there's
I'd imagine you.
Hey. got to.
Probably.
Excuse me. All right, guys. Well, good session.
Alrighty.
We'll see you next week. Probably not really anything to discuss in between, as we're in between story, and we'll pick up next week. So,
All right.
all right,
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Thanks,
thanks,
guys.
guys. Yep.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Night, guys.
All right, chat. For those of you hanging out, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed our first session. We will pick it up next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch, Sunday nights. So see you then. Have a good night.